So you're at a restaurant and don't know which wine to order. Now, more specifically, what I'm talking about is which wines will give you the most bang for their buck. This one is going to be really helpful. Are you ready? Come on, let's go. Hey there, Posse. I'm Pierre, and welcome to Asti Wine Consultants. Now, in this particular episode, we'll talk about how and why a restaurant prices their wines the way they do, and the best and most economical wines for you to buy. When you finish this video, from a number standpoint, you'll know which wine to buy and why. Now, keep in mind, when ordering wine at a restaurant, the best depends on various factors, including your personal taste preferences, the cuisine you're having, and the options available on the restaurant's wine menu. Now, that said, here are a couple of tips so that you make a good choice from an economic standpoint. First, many restaurants offer house wines. These are often more affordable and can still be quite enjoyable. The restaurant offers these wines to complement a wide variety of dishes on their menu, and they're basically a safe bet, particularly if you're unsure. Next, if you and those around you are planning not to drink a full bottle, then ordering wine by the glass can be more economical. Now, look for a glass of wine that pairs with your meal and fits your particular budget. If you're not sure about that, this leads us basically to the next tip. Ask the server or sommelier for their by the glass recommendation. Whether by the glass or by the bottle, they can actually suggest hidden gems or lesser known options that are of great value. It's also a good idea for you to know which varietals and regions of the world produce quality wines that are more affordably priced. Look for wines from regions like Chile and Argentina, Spain and Portugal. Additionally, look for some phenomenal grape varietals or that actually tend to offer some really good value, like Malbec and Tempranillo and Sauvignon Blanc. Now, I think this next one maybe go without saying, but just to be sure, always look for specials or discounts. Some restaurants offer these on wines, especially during certain days of the week or certain hours of the day, like happy hour. Make sure you take advantage of these opportunities to get a really good deal. How are you doing there? Is this information making sense? If it is, write Asti in the comments below. Now, as you're thinking through all this, it's important to keep in mind restaurants and grocery stores price their wines differently. They do this for a variety of reasons, which we'll probably get into another time. Every grocery store and restaurant is different, but generally, grocery stores mark up their wines anywhere from 25 to 50% above wholesale price. And on the other hand, restaurants have a tendency to mark up their wines anywhere from 100% to 300% or more based on the wholesale price. That's why there's a tendency to be shell-shocked at the price of wine at a restaurant versus at a grocery store. Okay, back to our tips. The last thing I want to touch on is a belief or practice known as the second cheapest wine theory. While this is a common practice, it's not a universal rule that applies in all cases, because restaurants' pricing strategies will vary from basically restaurant to restaurant. The foundation of this theory is a pricing strategy called price anchoring. This is when restaurants intentionally list a very expensive wine as the highest priced option. This makes the other wines seem more affordable by comparison. Now, typically, this causes diners to gravitate towards the lower end of the spectrum, the second cheapest wine option. However, it still usually has a very significant markup. Now, on the flip side, when comparing that second cheapest wine to the cheapest wine, diners may perceive the second cheapest wine as offering a better value. The customer perceives that it's a step up in quality. This perception is not a coincidence. Often restaurants will keep the price margins very low on the cheapest wine so that it appears to be lower in quality. Much like price anchoring, the shrewd perception of quality also contributes to the higher sales of the second cheapest wine. So putting all this together, you have restaurants that are intentionally designing their wine lists so that the most expensive wines are outlandishly priced and the cheapest wines are so cheap because the profit margin is so low that the customer buys exactly or the exact wine the restaurant wants them to buy, usually the second cheapest wine. Now, I'm not against people making a living, but knowing this tactic exists has been helpful for me. Sometimes I'll steer clear of the second cheapest wine because I don't want to be gouged. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. Anyway, there you have it. A few tips to help you order the most economical wine. So remember, house wines, Chile, Argentina, Spain, Portugal, Malbec, Tempranillo, Sauvignon Blanc. These are the basics of saving money when ordering wine at a restaurant. And to be honest, the best rule of thumb is, and my personal approach, is to ask the server their pairing recommendations based on your budget range and food choices or your food order. Because ultimately, the right wine is the one that matches your personal preference. Enjoy your exploration. With the help of knowledgeable waitstaff and friends, you'll find the right wine to order at a restaurant. The one that's perfect for your taste buds and wallet. Cheers. Hey Posse, thanks so much for investing the time to watch this video. I trust it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And please consider hitting subscribe. Oh, and be sure to check out these other videos. Until next time, cheers.